what will you do for seniors? And we start with Laura. And that's a generic one, so be specific in yours.
Okay. Ontario's NDP is really committed to helping people care for their loved ones. We are going to put in place a caregiver tax credit up to $1,275 a year tax credit to help people make ends meet when they are caring for a sick or elderly person. We are going to reinvest in our home care system. We are going to get home care wait times down to 5 days and create 1,400 new long-term care beds. That's enough long-term care beds to eliminate the crisis waiting list in acute long-term care. And we would also hire more nurse practitioners in our hospitals. We would hire 250 nurse practitioners to cut emergency room wait times in half. We would reinvest in our hospital system. We have 19,000 fewer beds in Ontario in our hospitals than we did in 1990, and that cannot continue with an aging population.
Thank you.
Liberal government is committed to and has hired over 10,000 more long-term care home staff and more than 5,000 new doctors, 20,000 new nurses. We're investing in healthcare, and that's number one issue to seniors. A month or so ago, I had a seniors town hall here in Bradford, and the other issue that came up over and over again from the seniors is about the transit, that they want to be able to get from place to place. And the Bradford bus is a great first start, and that's paid for with transfer from the province to help pay for that. It's a great first step. It's got a ways to go, and we hear from people all the time about changing that to be more frequent. That's important for seniors, but they also want to be able to get down into Newmarket as well. So looking for transit options that aren't just strictly local, but that will help get them to the places that they need to be. Because a lot of time doctors in Newmarket. So one of the things that helps to solve that problem is regional healthcare centers, like one that was just opened in Bradford, making sure that we attract doctors to staff it.
The first call that I get, the most frequent call that I've had from seniors is about their hydro bill, their energy bill. And it is something that we have identified as certainly an area not only for seniors, obviously, but people on fixed incomes. The increase in their hydro bill has a huge impact. And so we have made that commitment to reduce energy rates. We also have included in our platform an emphasis on transit, which again is something that we hear frequently from seniors. The area of healthcare, I want to make very clear that we're looking at an increased spending in the an expansion of long-term care and home care as the two choices that most seniors would choose. We also want to bring about chronic care centers. And this would mean that you wouldn't be going to the hospital, you would be going to a dedicated chronic care center.
Well, so much of the expense of caring for our elders is because we are doing things at the input end that are making people sick and causing long-term diseases that are incredibly expensive to take care of. Certainly the Green Party is proposing to have a guaranteed annual income for all people, so that instead of you funding innumerable different government bureaucracies to deal with people's issues, it's done through one channel to make sure that everybody has what they need, and then from there we can build an economy like they have in Germany, where the Greens are governing.
Thank you. And we have rebuttals. Well, we start down at the end here, so that was the first hand I saw straight up.
They already have a 10-year record. All you have to do is look at their own record, and you can expect more of the same from the Liberals. that conservatives would consolidate hospitals and eliminate hospitals in Ontario when we already have 19,000 fewer beds than we did in 1990 in an aging population. Ontario's NDP is the only party that has been consistently pushing for more home care services, more long-term care services, and that was one of the budget promises that the Liberals broke in the 2013 budget. So that is why we are here. Ontario's NDP wants to make sure those home care commitments can be delivered.
We actually have invested in home care, but the most important thing for seniors is trying to keep them in their homes. And that's something that we have to really look at as healthcare costs escalate, as more people rely on our healthcare system. Being able to keep seniors in their homes will help keep them out of long-term care facilities so that we don't need to be investing those kinds of that kind of money into that. And the Liberals have a plan and have a tax credit available to seniors to help fund renovations to their homes so they can stay in their homes longer. And that is so important, not only to their mental and physical well-being, but it's important for our system as well to make sure that it's not being overly getting too expensive, too many people needing that long-term care. The other thing that the Liberals have is they've increased the wage for personal support workers, which is something else that we've heard from seniors that they really need in order to stay in their homes. They need someone to come and help them out a little bit. We can't have everyone in the hospital when they only need someone to come by every now and again.
I just wanted to question the earlier comment about closing hospitals. I'm very proud of the initiative of our former government with South Lake and Royal Victoria, since they're both the hospitals that people in this area go to. They were identified and reconstructed and modernized according to the idea that they would be regional cancer and cardiac centers. When the Liberals came to office, they took that mandate and finished the job in both hospitals. But I would want to make it absolutely clear that under no circumstances would any Conservative government be looking at closing when you have such wonderful buildings as these and the staff within them and the expertise that's here.
So I've yet to meet anybody who doesn't aspire to eventually become a senior citizen. And we have all of these really complex and challenging problems to deal with. At the essence, the only way we're going to solve them is people working cooperatively. The parties all agree on this, and yet you get a taste of how friends can't seem to come up with constructive solutions in the legislature. There is complete gridlock, and the only way to solve that is to add another party who can work constructively to try and form a coalition with other parties. Otherwise,